Thank you. Okay, turn it up.
Welcome once again to The Bright Stuff, the program that takes average everyday kids and helps transform them into average everyday kids with better attitudes. And now, here's your holiday host, the luck with the most, Fritz T. Hound.
Thanks, AC, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Bright Stuff. Today, our discussion topic is, I didn't do it, don't look at me, it's not my fault. Who should get the blame when something goes wrong? Is it better for a person to admit a mistake or try to get away with it? What's the right thing to do? Our callers all have opinions, so let's hear from a few of them. We'll go first to Buffalo Chip, South Dakota, and Bart. Welcome to The Bright Stuff, Bart.
Thanks, Fritz. Great show.
I thank you.
The reason I called Fritz is that I had to say, who are you kidding?
What do you mean?
Well, isn't it obvious? I mean, who would want to take the blame for something when you can say somebody else did it?
Now, wait a minute, Bart. I'm not saying that a person would want to take the blame. I'm just suggesting that accepting the responsibility for what you do is the right thing.
I have to say, no way. Getting into trouble is something I never do if I can figure out a way to blame somebody else.
Well, I'm sure there are lots of other people who agree with you. I'm trading baseball cards. I trade with Wally Woodwinds. He's just a little kid. He doesn't know who's who. And I can really get his good ones wait. But then I stop and think they're worth a lot of money. But Wally doesn't know I'm gonna trade him fair. And though you maybe think it's funny, oh, hey, oh, I know the way to treat ya.
I know the way to treat ya.
Oh, hey, oh, I'm never gonna cheat ya.
I'm never gonna cheat ya.
I've got a little job. I work for Mrs. Mayan. She pays me by the hour, but never checks to see. She wouldn't know if I've been playing. Wait, but then I stop and think she's giving me good money. She's paying me to work. I'm gonna do my best. I know you maybe think it's funny. Oh, hey, oh, I know the way to treat ya.
I know the way to treat ya.
Oh, hey, oh, I'm never gonna cheat ya.
I'm never gonna cheat ya.
Cheating another person is never right. It doesn't matter if you're talking about cherries or baseball cards or kittens. That goes for doing a job for somebody, too. If you're being paid for an hour of work, you should work for the whole hour. Or, if someone offers you money to do a certain job, like raking up the leaves in the backyard, you should actually rake up all the leaves before you take the money. Being fair in business is the right thing. Oh, hey, oh, I'm never gonna cheat ya.
I'm never gonna cheat ya.
Medical file update. But, Doc, this is serious. Okay, Egbert. What seems to be the problem?
Well, Doctor, it's my mouth. Every time I open it, the wrong things come out. I grumble and complain all the time. I say bad words when I get mad. You have to help me, Doc.
Egbert, why don't you open up and let's take a look inside? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Well, what's wrong with me, Doctor?
Well, Egbert, your mouth looks perfectly normal to me. What other symptoms are you experiencing?
Well, my eyes. I see bad things. I don't mean to, but I can't help it. I put the TV on, and when something bad comes on, I watch it instead of turning the channel or shutting it off.
Well, let's take a look at your eyes.
My ears, they don't always work right. They listen to gossip and other bad things. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Well, take a look at your ears. They're okay as far as I can see, and
Doc, this is serious. Something is wrong with me.
you're right, Egbert. This is serious. It's your heart, Egbert.
My heart? Oh, no, not my heart.
As a matter of fact, it is serious, but not
How
incurable.
can my heart have anything to do with what my mouth is saying?
Or, Egbert, the Bible says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You see, whatever is in our heart usually comes out in our conversations.
But what about my ears and eyes?
Egbert, it all goes back to your...
Well, what can be done? I mean, there isn't even a name for this kind of disease.
Oh, yes, there is. It's called sin. But there is hope, Egbert.
There is?
Sure. Medical science doesn't have the cure, but God does. The prescription is found right here.
The Bible?
Right.
Sounds too easy, Doc.
I'm going away soon.
Will you be back?
Yes, someday I'll return. I've left you my word. Now, if you remember my word, it won't seem like I'm away at all. Remember my word.
Well, excuse me. No, this isn't right. Let's see.
Oh, how long do you think you'll be gone?
You never can tell, but there's no sense in waiting around. I think we should try to get this word better well known. Love. Kinda catchy, don't you think? Let's launch a worldwide advertising campaign. Oh, you'll be in charge of billboards. I don't want a motorist to go by without the word love being on his lips. E, you're responsible for writing some kind of catchy jingle that we can use on radio and television. Maybe you can use something like, love makes the world go round. Or, love is a many-splendored thing. Got the idea?
Yes.
Now, V, I'm putting you in charge of special events. You're creative. You can come up with something special. Maybe a love tennis match with all the big shots there. Get that? Big shots?
Just 1 minute, Al. Who put you in charge?
Well, our leader, of course.
When did he say you were the chief?
Well, he never actually said I was to be in charge. But he put me at the beginning of this word, and somebody's got to give the orders.
Maybe, but I don't think you're necessarily the one to do it.
Well, then who?
Me, of course. I'm an O, which is a symbol of eternity. I'm without beginning and without end.
And without brains, too.
I present myself as the compromise candidate. Without me, you'd just be L-O-E, low. With me, we'll fight our battles on land, sea, and in the air, and we'll have victory.
Oh, come off it, V. You're all forgetting what he said.
What's that?
Remember, he said that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Well, I'm last, so he obviously meant for me to be first.
You? Never.
I left my word with you, and you have turned it into something ugly and hateful. Now, what did I ask you to remember?
Love, Master.
Yes, my special kind of love. And it's not just a word to put on billboards or to justify fighting. It must be in your hearts and controlling your lives. Now, rise. Go out once again. This time, don't just tell of my love. This time, let's live it.